Hi everybody. We're gonna go over in this video how to make a histogram on the TI-Nspire CX2. All right. So if I flip over to the data that we're gonna use, it's gonna be these 20 pieces of data, and we don't really know what they stand for or what they represent. So I'm just gonna label them data when I put them into the calculator. All right, so to do that, let me go back to Nspire. If you're on the home screen, you can go scroll down here and select New List. I'm actually going to do it a different way. I'm going to just go to Documents and select Option 1. I don't want to save that, and I want to add a 4. Okay, so now this column I'm going to call Data because, again, we don't have a name for it, or we don't know what it means. And I'm going to copy all the values down. I had said previously we would use a frequency list, but it's not really worth it here because we have so many values that have frequency 1. So like if we're using a 1, right, if I put 1 in here, I have to actually add the frequency 2, so I think it's a waste of time. I'm just going to add every individual value, even though some of them were repeated. Okay, so we have 2 3s, a 5, and a 6. All right, so 2 3s, a 5, a 6, putting them in. 3 7s and 4 8s. There's the 3 7s. 1, 2, 3, 4 8s. And then we have 2 9s, 2 10s, and a 12. 2 9s, 2 10s, and a 12. And then we have a 13, a 14, and a 16. Okay, so this is nice. We have 20 values that we've put in, and hopefully they're right. Now to make a box plot, what we want to do now is I'm going to push doc, right, and I'm going to insert a new document. I want to save that, yes. Whoops, sorry guys. How about this? Let's add. So I'm going to push, instead of new doc, I'm going to push control doc for page, and we're going to add a data and stats. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. So we can scroll. We can kind of click on these back and forth, or another way to go back and forth is you can just, if you like the keypad, you can push control right, control left, and that will take you back and forth. Okay, so let me control right here. So this is my data now. It's not in the form that we want, right? So I'm going to go down here, and it's going to say add variable. Well, the variable that we want is data. Okay, now it's displaying it as a dot plot, right? So we want a histogram or a box and whisker plot. So we're going to do what we do a lot when we're not sure. Push menu. Plot type. Okay, so here we go, guys. We want box plot, right? And it converts it in. Now, this is modified, okay? This is showing you that there are outliers, which is kind of nice. And you can hover and just kind of see all the important values. So here's the outlier of 1. We actually found that earlier. This is the last value that basically isn't an outlier, the next smallest value. Right, you can see here. And then it's got, here's your Q1, here's your median, excuse me, here's your Q3, here's your last value that's not an outlier, 14, and here's your high outlier of 16. All right, I think that we can modify this back. So if I go to plot properties, yeah, so if I click extend box whiskers, then see what will happen is there's no outlier shown. So you can make it a regular box plot rather than a modified one. If you want to go back to the modified one, which is kind of cool, you can show box plot outliers. I really like that feature. Okay, but for us, I'm going to extend them. And now we can see here's our min, here's our Q1, here's our median, here's our Q3, and here's our max. So hopefully that was helpful, and I'll see you on the next video, guys.